What is up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream for horror movies from the 80s. Tonight we're doing 1985. I know it's been a while since we've done a live stream. That's probably my fault. But good to be back doing this, and hope everybody's doing well. And waiting on a couple people to join, hopefully. But we'll see how it plays out. Not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of stalling, let people join in. And we got Phil. Phil is here.
Uh-oh. Creepy Phil.
There he is.
Hello.
Hey,
We got Creepy Phil with us.
I gotta adjust this light. Hold on.
Oh, it's fine.
I can't hardly tell he did anything to it. It looks like the same.
All right. What's up?
Oh, now it's worse.
Yeah, I was going to say it's worse now, Phil.
No, it's nice now. Mood lighting.
You trying to get us in the mood? All right. Heroic Waffles may or may not join us. He has some things come up, so we'll see if he ends up joining in later on. But we got us three, and I guess we're going to go by your list again, right, Retro?
If you want to, sure.
How many you got on the list?
So this time, 85, I've got 40-some titles, and I've seen 30-some of them.
I made a list of my top 20, if anyone cares.
Yeah, we care. I have to put in a shameless plug for Letterboxd at this point because 85, I don't know if you guys, Phil, if you notice this when you're doing your list. The top 10, it was relatively easy to come up with the top 10, but sorting through which one was 1, 2, 3, 4 was really tough.
Yeah.
And so what happened was I did it a first blush. All right, here's my list. And then I went back to Letterboxd, and I couldn't believe in the last 3 years, I've watched 30-some films in 85 on Letterboxd. And I was able to break down, and I rate all my films. So about 1 through 5s, I had 9.5 out of 10, 9. So that it was interesting to resort my list based on how I rated each film individually.
Nice.
Yeah. So some of these is just my ratings after individually watching these things, over the last 2 or 3 years. I was kind of surprised.
There's some really good ones from 85, man. I'm surprised at how many good ones there really were.
It's tight. It's real tight. The top five.
So how about this? When you say the name of the movie, if it's on my list, I'll give you the position.
Okay.
I have the out of 20. So, and I mean, all 20 of these movies on my list I love. So it's that's what you mean. It was really hard because you love them all, right?
Well, I'd say the first 15 was really hard. Yeah.
You want to start backwards this time, Retro? Start at the end, work our way up.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Why don't we go backwards? Let me look here.
I didn't make a list, but I'll try to give at least my top 5 because it does get really, really difficult at that point.
All right.
War Dude, Mr. Nichols, Austin, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining in.
So I guess we'll start at and again, just to remind people, if I don't remember it or haven't watched it, I didn't rate it. I didn't rate the film. So Bad Seed, which is a TV film, I haven't seen that, so I didn't rate it. I've not seen a single guinea pig movie, like the guinea pig devil. I haven't seen it. Don't really want to see it, so I didn't rate it. All right. So with that as a caveat, number 31 is Bloodstream. That's
not on my list.
Yeah, that's a Mike Murphy micro budget horror film. It's really, really bad. You can watch it on YouTube if you want. It's about a guy that's he's directed this horror film, and the distributor takes it away from him, and he actually reenacts the kills for real. It's
Got a cool cover.
oh yeah, it is. But I'm telling you, it's micro budget. It looks like they spent maybe $25 on it. I mean, it's terrible.
But it made your list.
Yeah, it made the list. Number 30 is going to shock some people, but that's The Bride. Number 30
didn't make my list.
That's that. I just think that's a excrement. That's the movie with Sting, and
yeah,
I watched that. I mean, you couldn't pay me to watch that again. I mean, I know that Scream put a Blu-ray out on that. I don't want it. Don't want to see it. It's just. I mean, to me, that's kind of like the Twilight films. It was just total crap, in my opinion.
Oh, it's got a pretty high rating for IMDb at a 5.4.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like it, but I think Jennifer Beal and Sting are just wrecking it. It's horrible.
Cheetah, what's up, man? Thank you for joining in.
Yeah. So 29 is Horror House on Highway 5.
Didn't make my list.
Now you guys probably recognize that because Vinegar Syndrome put out a Blu-ray of it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's well, I give it a 3 out of 10. It's not great.
Where is Waffles? He's gonna try to join in, man. He's had some things come up, but he's gonna try to be here. So we're starting backwards on the list. So hopefully people join in when we get to the, better rated films.
Yeah, I was gonna go through these kind of quick.
I just shared the stream out to a whole bunch of people.
28 is Hellhole. You seen Hellhole?
Nope.
Yeah, that's another one that's got like a Scream Factory release, I do believe.
Yeah, it's got Mary Vornoff in it. It's I give it a 5 out of 10.
I remember that cover right there. Yep.
Yeah, that's an early Mary Vornoff film. And then number 27 is Death Warmed Up, which is an Aussie film directed by David Bly. That one also had a Vinegar Syndrome release.
Severin.
That was
Severin.
Yeah, Severin. It's decent. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much about that one.
Yeah, it's about a kid that gets
Hypnotized.
like a lab experiment, and he becomes a killer.
Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, the premise is good.
What's up, Shar?
Number 26. Number 26, I've got The Strangeness. I don't know if anybody has seen that one with director Melanie Phillips.
Haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting slasher that it's basically set in this cave. It's like these people mining for gold in a cave. It's actually got some atmosphere. It's a low budget. It's low budget, but it's got some atmosphere. It's a decent slasher.
What's up, Foxy Lady?
I can't even find that one on IMDb.
David Soar in the house. What's up, David?
You don't see it? The Strangeness?
No. Does it have a different title?
No, I don't think so.
I can't get anything to come up. It's weird. Alrighty. All
right. We're getting to number 25 is The Midnight Hour, directed by Jack Bender. And that's notorious because it's got Sherry Belafonte. You know who that she is? She's
I don't know.
She is Harry Belafonte Jr.'s daughter. And she did not inherit his singing abilities. Let me just tell you that. It's a brutal watch.
Horror Man, what's up, man? David's Horror. Thank you guys for joining. Yes, Retro does know his horror. Horror dude.
I found The Strangeness on IMDb.
Huh, wonder why it didn't come up when I typed it in.
You missed
it's a strange cover too. I can't spell either, so it's.
I bet you missed that second E.
I probably did.
I tell you, I don't know if people missed it at the start of the broadcast, but like I say, 85. In the last 3 years, I've watched 30 movies from 85. I didn't plan that; it just happened. So a lot of these are still kind of fresh in my mind.
You watched 30 movies playing for the stream, didn't you? In the last couple of weeks.
No, I'm serious. Yeah. I don't know. I've watched a bunch of 85 horror movies. Number 24. I think this is gonna shock some people because this is highly rated film. And that's the anime film Vampire Hunter D.
Yes, I do know that one.
I know of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. Well, first, I guess I'm not a huge anime guy, first off.
Neither am I.
And watching it, I can appreciate why people would rate this higher. I thought it was good, but it's not great. I mean, it's not. Some of the ratings on Letterboxd on it, you'd think it's 9 out of 10, but
it's got a 7.2 on here on IMDb.
Yeah, well,
It's
a good story. I mean, the anime, this is mid 80s. The anime is not great, but it's a decent story.
Kenny Jones, what's going on?
Now we're getting into some more of the interesting ones. Number 23, I've got Creature.
On my list.
Yes, I do know that one too.
Number 19 on my list.
Okay, well, I can see that. Yeah, that's a fun Alien ripoff. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yep.
Dan, have you seen that one?
Yes.
I have the Blu-ray.
Does it have a Blu-ray?
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
Unearthed. I think Unearthed Films put that out.
Really? I got to get that.
It's under a different name, though.
Oh, Titan.
I think you can get it on Diabolic, I do believe.
What is it? Titan.
Yeah, Titan something. Yeah. I got to get that. Does it have any special features?
Is it Titan Find?
Yeah, Titan Find. You got it.
It does have special features.
All right, I got to make a note of that because that I enjoyed that one. I don't have. I watched that on Prime.
I used to rent that on Laserdisc.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in the day when I was a youngster.
Yeah, I used to collect Laserdisc. So Unearthed has a Blu-ray of that, huh?
I'm not too sure if it's unearthed or not. I'd have to check, but there's definitely it's a Blu-ray, but it comes in a DVD case. One of those
Dan,
things.
You got that Blu-ray, Dan, of the Creature?
No, I don't have it. I know I've seen one though.
Okay.
I just saw one on Diabolic.
I think it's in here. I'll take it out.
Well, I got to jump on that one. That's got Klaus Kinski as Klaus Kinski was really good in Creature.
Best Freddy movie came out in '85.
Oh, it is DVD.
Okay. Yeah, I knew there was a DVD of it. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's from, does it say who put this out?
Well, this one needs a Blu-ray bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Number 22, I've got Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye made my list at number 12 out of 20.
Yeah, and I can see that. I mean, it's not an anthology that I'm, in love with, but I appreciate some of it. I think the James Woods episode was my favorite episode.
Yeah, I'm a big James Woods fan.
Yeah, that's the one where he's trying to quit smoking.
Yep.
I love that episode.
I haven't seen that in such a long time. It's very vague memory.
Yeah. Number 21 is Massacre in Dinosaur Valley.
That's pretty high.
I like it. I think it's a
he likes it better than Cat's Eye.
Yeah. Like I say, other than the James Woods episode, I don't really like the other episodes of Cat's Eye too much. Yeah.
You don't
Austin,
like
unfortunately.
You don't like the betting one where he's betting on the cat to cross the street and has to walk around the edge of the building.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's um, number
Yeah,
Massacre in Dinosaur Valley is a lot of fun.
which has a Severin Blu-ray, and I think it's
Yeah,
got another one from some. I think someone else put it out too. I think
yeah,
88 put it out as well.
yeah. I've got the 88 of that one.
Yeah, guys. Unfortunately, we determined that the creature wasn't a Blu-ray; it was a DVD. So
All right, number 20. I've got Cut and Run, Rogerio Diodato.
still haven't seen that one.
I do own that on Blu-ray, but it did not make my list.
Richard Lynch. I mean, anything with Richard Lynch is going to be on my list somewhere.
It was like Code Red or Scorpion or something on that one.
Yeah, Code Red, I think. Yeah. Number 19. I've got The Hills Have Eyes Part 2, Wes Craven. That didn't make the list.
It didn't make my list, but I do have the Arrow limited edition.
You got that above Cat's Eye?
I'm not just like I say, other than James Wood episodes, I'm just not a big fan of Cat's Eye.
Hills Have Eyes 2's okay. I mean, it doesn't compare at all to the first one, but
It gets a lot of shit because of the flashback sequence with the dog.
Yeah, the dog has a flashback.
well, that was another one where it wasn't what they wanted to make either. You know,
Right.
It wasn't the movie that they were trying to do.
But I've of course I rewatched it with the Arrow release. I think it's a kind of a decent standalone slasher in a way. It's got some decent elements, slasher elements. Number 18, I've got Howling 2. Your sister.
Ooh, that made my list at 14 out of 20.
Yeah. You must be a bigger fan of Sybil Danning's boobs than me, because I have it on here, but it's only on here because of her boobs. But I don't think it's not that high.
3.6 on there.
I got a 6.5 out of 10 rating on it.
I like the Howling franchise.
I still got to watch the one you told me about, retro. Was it 7?
Christ almighty.
I got it saved on my hard drive to watch it.
Yeah, there's one. The one after Freaks is really bad.
Howling 7 is one I consider one of the worst horror movies of all time.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's pretty bad.
Now, if you like country line dancing, it's probably a 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna find something good about it. It's gonna happen.
Man, well, the country line dancing there's a lot of it. If you like that, you're gonna really like it. Number 17, I've got The Boys Next Door.
Didn't make my list.
With Charlie Sheen. That's a grim movie. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I don't know if that falls under horror though.
I mean, those kids are like serial killers, though. I mean,
yeah. I think it's more of a drama than a horror, though. I mean, it's a good movie, though. I did a full review on it from the Severin release, but
I don't know, man. That's got some brutal.
What's his name from Grease 2 actor? Yeah,
it's a dark movie.
Yeah, it is.
Number 16, I've got Screenplay.
Nope. I don't know that one.
Rufus Zeder directed that. That's about. It's an indie horror film about a guy that wrote basically a horror script, and he tries to sell it to.
Is it this one?
No, it's
Screenplay.
Screenplay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Scream. It said 86 on that, so that's why.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. With Rufus Butler Cedar.
Yeah, he directed it and he starred in it. Yeah.
There we go.
Very interesting film. Really interesting, I think.
I think I have seen that cover somewhere.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen the movie, but Signs occur in the script. Sounds interesting, though.
I'm telling you, it'll surprise you. Number 15, Amazonia, the Catherine Miles story.
So I haven't seen that one either. I know it's got that 88 Italian release.
Yeah, it's a cannibal film. Pretty cool. I gave it a 7 out of 10. So
That's pretty high for you, man.
yeah. Number 14, Nail Gun Massacre.
Nope.
Not on your list, Phil?
No.
Come on, man. That one's hilarious. I mean, that's just so fucking entertaining. Nail Gun Massacre. God.
3.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad it's good type movie.
That's a classic. Yeah, that one and another one coming up is so bad it's good. I love Nail Gun Massacre. I absolutely love it. Number 13 is The Doctor and the Devils, directed by Freddie Francis. You got that one on your list?
Nope.
What?
Mine are mainstream. There's
Wow.
one or two off kilter ones on my list, but most of mine you'll know.
I don't hear too many people talk about the Doctor and the Devils one because I know that's got a Scream Factory as well. But
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's along the line. There was a number of those type films like
let's go Grave Robbers. Oh, it's the Burke and Hare thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the Burke and Hare story, right?
All right.
Number 12, you got to have this one on your list. Buddy Cooper's The Mutilator.
Nope.
What?
Oh yeah,
Didn't make my
that's top probably 10 for me.
Dude,
I do love The Mutilator, and I have the Blu-ray, but didn't make my list.
it didn't even make your top 20. The song alone got it into the top 20. I tell you what, I cannot get that song out of my head whenever I watch that movie. It takes.
Go ahead and sing it for us.
No, I'm not going to.
What is it? Fall Break?
Fall Break, yeah.
Yeah.
Going on a fall break.
Well, oh wait, hold on, Retro. You're off a year, man. This is 84.
That's why it didn't make my list.
Yeah.
Uh,
We'll keep it though. It's all right. Still a good movie though. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think this is one of those deals where its first release showing was like last quarter of 84, and then it had a wider distribution in 85. I think because I remember looking for it in 84. Initially, I had it. Anyway, number 11 is Silver Bullet.
That's on my list at number
Yes.
8 out of 20.
Wow.
Yeah, I just rewatched that not too long ago, and the werewolf effects were a lot better than I remembered. Actually,
Yeah, it's a good werewolf.
not too bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got Gary Busey, so that's going to be up on the list. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I wish he was my uncle. That'd be great.
I'm concerned now, Phil, because I think you've only named off. We did the like 10 through 20, and now
You've named 4 that's on my list of top 20.
Yeah, so you get some on your list that's not on his list at all.
so maybe before we do the top 10, well, what do you want to do? I'd like to kind of hear your other 6 that I'm missing.
What the 6 of my like from 20 to 11.
Yeah.
So my 20th was Wes Craven's Chiller.
Oh man, I hate that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that. It was a fun TV movie. I saw it when I was a kid, so it's probably nostalgic for me.
Okay.
Then 19 was Creature. 18 was Evils of the Night.
That's the John.
Really cheesy B alien movie.
That's the John Carradine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17 was Warning Sign.
Oh, I haven't seen Warning Sign, but that with Yaphet Kotto, that's I've heard that's really good.
16 was Phenomena.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, aka Creepers, Jennifer Connelly, The Insects, guy that plays Dr. Loomis is in it.
Yeah, I have that in 84, I think. I think that was Because I have that like a top 5. That's like a top 5 film for me. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get to the stuff here, Austin.
Yeah, I had it as 85 anyway.
Okay.
15, Night Train to Terror.
Yeah.
That's the song you can't get out of your head right there.
Night Train to Terror. I'm remiss in not having that on my list. You're right.
Number 14 was Howling 2. Number 13 for me was The Stuff.
The Stuff, yeah.
Larry Cohen.
Okay.
12 was Cat's Eye, and my 11 was Ghoulies.
Well, see, Ghoulies I don't consider really horror, but anyway.
Ghoulies is horror. Come on.
If you had Boys Next Door on there, you got to have Ghoulies. Come on.
All right. Well,
and I'll save my top 10 for the end and see how many are on it.
All right.
Off.
Well, the stuff's a little higher for me. But
yeah. Same here. Number 10, I've got Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
That's my number 9.
Okay.
So we're pretty close on that.
Yeah.
It is a good Elm Street, man. I like that one.
Yeah. I mean, when Mark Patton's voice breaks, that really got it into the top 10. That scene.
Well, even though it's not a great movie, it's got some of the most iconic scenes of the franchise.
It really does. It really
the pool scene and everything. Yeah. I mean, that line alone is just...
Yeah. It had to be up there. It's
You're all my children now.
The school bus at the beginning, everything. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I have my little Mark Patton sign. He's inside me poster next to me. So...
have y'all seen that documentary on Mark Patton that was on show?
Yeah, I actually just watched it a couple weeks ago. Scream Queen.
Yeah, it's really good. He is kind of whiny, but it is good. I enjoyed it. Number 9 is The Stuff, Larry Cohen.
That's my number 13.
That's about the right spot for me. Yeah.
I just love Michael Moriarty. I think he's fantastic. Now we're getting into the 7.5 out of 10 and up ratings. Number 8 is Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
Yeah, that's my number 4.
Okay. Number 7 is the first 8 out of 10 on my list, and that's Life Force, Toby Hooper.
My number 6.
I finally watched that the other day. Finally.
What do you think?
God, she is beautiful. I was trying to find like something wrong with her, and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Is she a knockout or what? My God Almighty! It's just.
It actually had a good story too.
Yeah, it's a great story. I think I've heard people complain it maybe overstays its welcome, because it's a little long. But I think it's a fantastic.
I know it's another one that's got a couple different cuts of it and everything too. But
yeah,
it doesn't feel like a Toby Hooper film though. It just seems like that's kind of out of his realm. I know it's been argued that other people were actually involved more than he was. But
yeah, neither does Poltergeist.
yeah, that one definitely has more of a Spielberg feel to it.
All right, number 6, Fright Night, Tom Holland directing.
That's my number 3.
Yeah, I'm probably more on Phil's side with that one being higher up the list.
Okay. And again, now you're getting into the top 5 where I originally created the list and then checked my Letterboxd ratings, and everything moved around a little bit. So
it's funny you have a top 5 and I have 5 left in my top 10 that you haven't said.
Number 5, and again,
your top 5 is all your number ones, pretty much.
Well, it's 8.5. 8.5, 9, it's that kind of deal. We're splitting hairs, really. I got number 5 is Demons, Lamberto Bava.
That's my number 1.
Yeah.
Love Demons. One of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Dan, what you think?
I don't. It'd probably be around 7 for me, though. Yeah.
So you'd probably swap it with Fright Night if.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Friday Night's definitely above that. Demons is fun. It's just, I don't know. It got a little repetitive.
Well, I'll tell you this: when I initially made the list, Fright Night was top 5. It might have been 3 or 4, and then I, I looked again. I looked at my ratings, and it all kind of changed. So,
But, I mean, you have a motorcycle with a samurai sword. I mean, what are you?
right. Number 4 is as Reanimator.
That's my number 5. So we're really close on that.
Yeah.
That's my number 2.
And then number 3 is Phenomena, Dario Argento.
That was my number 16.
Yeah, I love that film. That's I think it's an amazing, amazing film.
Still haven't seen it.
Really?
No, I do have it. I don't know. Just
Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do.
Have you seen Suspiria?
Still haven't watched it either.
Love Suspiria.
I just now started watching the more.
I love that Synapse Steelbook of Suspiria.
Argento type stuff.
It's fantastic.
Took me a long time to even start getting into it at all. But
Man, you got to cancel work tomorrow. You got it.
Well, I was gonna call in to go get tattoos anyways.
Yeah, you've got to rectify the situation, Ben. Number 2 and number 1 coming up, and they're interchangeable. I got number 2, Day of the Dead, George Romero.
That's my number 10.
That's my number 1. So, yeah.
What? You're number 10?
Yep.
Whoa.
Wow. And number 1, Return of the Living Dead.
That's my number 2.
Dan O'Bannon. Yep.
And you missed my number 7, which was House.
House?
Yeah. House, man.
Sean S. Cunningham.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I don't know why that's not on the list.
I don't know why that's not on your list too.
Yeah, you got me.
Fine. I'm removing him from the stream.
Why isn't House not showing up as 85?
So 10-1 for me was Day of the Dead, 9 Freddy's Revenge, 8 Silver Bullet, 7 House, 6 was Life Force, 5 Reanimator, 4 was Friday the 13th Part 5, 3 Fright Night, 2 Return of the Living Dead, and 1 is Demons. That's my list.
Yeah, House is pretty high up for me too. I love that movie since I was a kid. So yeah.
Yeah, it would be. I don't know why it's not on my list. It would be
nostalgia factor.
People in the chat are saying it might be 86. I'm double checking right now.
No, it's 85.
Yeah, it says 1985 to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
You might have it on your 86 list though.
I'm looking.
Mike Spade, what's going on? Yep, Horror Man confirms 85 as well.
So yeah, my number 7.
The Horror Man says it's so. It must be so.
Yeah, it's all right.
Huh?
We'll forgive this one.
I mean, a House would probably be. Well, I don't know where it would go. It would be in the lower 10s. I mean, between probably 8 to 12, 15, something like that. I mean, it wouldn't change this list too much. I don't know why I thought it was 85. See, Wikipedia's got it as 86. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's probably on your list for next time.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And like I said before, is a lot of the horror movies from the 80s, there's so many fluky things with them, like being released and then getting pushed back or title changes. And then.
Yeah, see, Wikipedia says the release date was February 86.
House was all right. I mean, you don't like House, Cheetah? So good. So good.
Huh. Yeah, well, I think Phil's, the top 10, like I say, the top 10, probably the only thing I would debate would be where'd you have your, well, you had Life Force up there, didn't you? Phenomena's the one
Number 6.
Yeah, Phenomena's the one I just can't fathom having that below top 10, but.
I'm just trying to get over all the stuff that was ranked higher than Cat's Eye. That was.
If you look at my list, like even in the 70s, like with the Amicus films, the problem with anthologies is, I mean, there's usually one or two good episodes, and then it's hit and miss, and it's hard to rate a film when you've got one episode that just doesn't work.
Austin says on the trivia section on IMDb says was released in February of '86.
Right. Yeah, that's why I didn't have it. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll get to it next time. It's all right.
Has anybody seen the Guinea Pig movie though? From any of those Guinea Pig movies? I didn't read it. Yeah, I don't really have an interest in those. But.
Enigma. Was that 85?
I have Enigma. It didn't make my list.
I know it's a pretty popular movie, but
yeah, it's a decent Fulci movie. Hard Rock Zombies, I want to see. I haven't seen that one yet.
I think Enigma's the one with the snail death.
Yeah.
Where she just lies there screaming as she's dying as snails crawl over her body.
So, Horror Man says it premiered in December of '85 back on House, and then released in '86.
Yeah, and see that you're going to find that with a lot of these. You could just they have this one premiere. I think The Mutilators is another one that had a premiere like in
the end of the year.
Yeah. Tubular Bells. Mike Oldfield.
And it's even that way when you watch movies now. Like I just watched, when I did my review for La Femme Mabiette or whatever, it comes up 1980 on the opening credits, but it says released in '81.
Right.
I got to cut short, guys. They found my package.
I didn't know you were missing it.
I'm missing a package. Yeah. They just found it, so I'm going to jet over before they close at 9.
We made it all the way through the list. That's all that matters, man.
Woo.
Thank you for joining.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It was awesome. And Retro, good to see you again. I hope to see you on the 86 list.
Thanks, Phil.
Maybe I'll put House on that list again.
I'll try to actually put a list together, at least for my top 10.
Yeah. But yeah, lots of fun.
Thanks.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Thanks.
Peace out, everyone.
Later. Oh, well.
So,
man, we flew through that list pretty quick. So
yeah, we did. Did you hear from Waffles?
No, nothing from Waffles. No. I don't really have a whole lot else either, so we'll just make this one pretty short, I guess.
All right. Well, I enjoyed it.
Let's see, a lot of films released in the awards season. Get releases in January, February. Just answer the question. Unless you guys got anything else before we get out of here, if you guys got any questions for us or anything,
I imagine when we get to the 90s, Dan, we're going to work off your list because you're the.
Oh, no, I mean, I've seen a lot of the 85 ones too. And now we're getting more into movies I've seen more of in the mid to late 80s and on.
Yeah. All right.
I was only 3 years old, man. What do you want from me?
I know you like 90s horror, though, so you'll probably be.
No, I like 80s horror over 90s, man.
Oh,
I've seen Zodiac Killer from 1971. I have not, no.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Cheetah, thanks for joining, man. You have seen it?
Yeah, I tell you, that documentary, I don't know if anybody's seen that documentary. I think I caught it on Hulu, where supposedly the Zodiac's son, who lives, by the way, in Baton Rouge, which is like an hour from me, Basically, it's a documentary about this guy looking for his father and mother because he was put up for adoption. And basically, a long story short, is he coincides with the Zodiac. So he makes a pretty compelling case that his dad was the Zodiac killer. Very interesting
Yeah,
documentary.
I've only seen the more recent Zodiac movie.
That's a great movie, the Zodiac film. That was fantastic. It's like 4 hours long though.
Makes you want to watch Pump Up the Volume again. Yeah, Cheetah keeps saying Hard Harry signing off. Calling himself Hard Harry. Yeah, the Cheetah didn't like the Pump Up the Volume very much. Not as much as I did, but
I haven't seen it.
yeah. Oh, that's right. You commented that you hadn't seen it. Yeah. It's really good, man. I would definitely grab it. And, they're going to have their last 4 for $44 sale from the archive coming up soon, too.
Oh, really?
Since there's a merger with Universal and Warner Brothers.
Oh, all right. Cool.
So we'll see how that plays out. Could be good, could be bad. I don't know. Could be good for review stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I still think you need to take tomorrow off and you need to work your way through all the Argento films.
I've only seen a couple, man. Like I said, I stuck more to the more mainstream, more heard of titles, U.S. release stuff for a long time. That's why I went and dove into that Italian collection from '88 and got all those releases so I can try to expand my horizons more. I do have the Suspiria 4K Synapse release. I do have most of the films, but
yeah, you got Opera.
Yeah, I have the Ronin Flicks, the big thick set. Yeah. I hear Opera and Suspiria are the best ones, especially the opening of Suspiria.
Well, I mean, Deep Red. I mean, that's another one you gotta.
Yeah, I got that Arrow set.
You got to jump on that.
I don't know. A lot of people say Suspiria kind of dips off after the opening, though. Kind
of.
So they kind of outdo themselves with the beginning of it, and then kind of hard to get back to that level.
I think the people that say that probably aren't real fans of the setting for the film, which is basically a girls' dance academy. And I have to admit, if someone said, Wayne, hey, let's watch a horror movie where these girls are at this dance academy, I'm like, fuck off. I don't see that. But Suspiria is an unbelievable film. But the middle section where the girls are at the dance, I mean, I could see where people might say that, but I think it's almost a perfect film. It's just flawless.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be one of the best shot films. The cinematography on it's supposed to be amazing.
Right.
I don't know. I got to get in that groove of watching those kind of movies. It just kind of like with your giallo films and stuff.
Yeah, I think what you should do you wake up tomorrow morning fresh, and you and you put on the Tarkovsky movie that I just reviewed. It's 3.5 hours long.
Oh God, no, no, can't do it.
You put
Black
on
Swan,
Andrei Rublev, and then you go from Andrei Rublev into Suspiria, and then let me know how you feel afterwards.
Have you seen Black Swan?
Yeah.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
I'm surprised you've seen it. It's a newer movie.
I've seen. I mean, I kind of mix it up. I try to watch something from my collection and then something new, a newer release every day. Really, I watch 2 or 3 movies a day.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Have you seen the remake of Suspiria?
Yeah, and I liked it. I don't think it's the masterpiece that the original was, but I don't think anything. I mean, it's kind of hard to follow in those footsteps of that film, but I think the remake is pretty compelling.
Like I said, I hadn't seen the movie, but from everything I've heard about, where it stands for people, I'm surprised they remade something that holds that high on people's, opinions and stuff.
you can't watch it without watching it through the lens of the original, and that's the problem. But I feel like if you just watch it like the original never existed, it's a damn good horror movie.
Remake was piss and gore.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you compare it to the original, sure. I mean, I try to watch any remake without the lens of the original, even the Psycho remake, which was total dreck. I mean, I don't think it's fair to watch a movie based on what the original was. I mean,
I didn't mind the Psycho remake that much. I mean, a lot of people, almost everybody hates it, but I thought it was okay. I mean, it was shot for shot, but it was still decent, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem with that one and the Omen remake is that it's shot for shot. I mean,
I love the Omen remake. That is a good remake.
Do you really? You like that one?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like the original Omen?
Yeah.
But that's people's big beef with those two is that it's a shot for shot.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do a remake versus original episode sometime.
Yeah.
That should be pretty interesting. Like Amityville remake. I love the Amityville remake.
And the original's so great though. Yeah.
I think I might like the remake better on that one. I don't know why.
This is going to be like the difference in our ages a little. And we're not that far apart in age, but
whoa, hey, I'm not.
No, I mean not that. It's not like
right.
The 70s when Amityville came out, man, I was like, it freaked me out, So that film's always going to be like in my DNA,
Yeah. And that's how I review movies and stuff too. Is I try to look at it the perspective of being, seeing it when it came out in that time compared to what else came before it and everything.
Right.
No, I do not like the Fog remake, horror dude. Fog remake sucks, and there's a couple of other remakes I do not like. But
what about?
I'm not even saying I like the Psycho remake. I just don't think it's as bad as everybody says. I mean, I don't mind it, especially if they do stuff like that for some people. Like refuse to watch black and white; they just won't do it, or whatever. People in their 20s or something. They don't want to watch the original Psycho because they're just black and white. Fuck that! I'm not doing it. So I don't think it's just terrible. I think it's good that they did it so people my age or younger will watch it and appreciate it for what it is. I mean, Brawl Cell Block 99. Yes, I've seen that. It's pretty decent. It's got some good gore scenes. The fight scenes. Seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yes, the Texas Chainsaw remake is definitely one of the best. I don't like the Evil Dead remake. No, I don't. I like the gore of the Evil Dead remake, but other than that, I don't really care for it. Oh, my nephew's on here. Zach, thanks for joining.
Zach needs to get up and watch Andrei Rublev if he doesn't like black and white.
Did you like the Evil Dead remake, Retro?
I mean, it doesn't compare to the original, but it's a pretty darn gruesome film. I mean, it's I think my problem with the remake was it overstayed its welcome at 2 hours. I think it's a little bit too long. I could cut it down a little bit.
I saw it at the theater when it came out, and I hated it when I first saw it. Then after everybody talked about how brutal it was and everything, I finally gave it another watch. It's like, yeah, it is a brutal ass movie. It is extremely gory, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Hate. I don't hate it. I mean, when you want to talk hate, how about Howling 7? That's hate.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it one day.
I mean, I have a much higher tolerance for film. There's very few I hate. It's got to be Howling 7 type stuff for me to hate it.
Interested in the Wrong Turn remake. See, that's another one. Like when they remade, like Cabin Fever. Like, have these movies been out long enough to really do a remake? I mean, what?
Right. Right. Well, exactly why.
And that was another one that was a shot for shot. Just about was that Cabin Fever one.
Right. I don't know what the point is of it.
Yeah,
Probably my favorite modern remakes, The Hills Have Eyes. I think that's a fan.
yeah.
Alexander Hodge. I mean, that's a damn good horror movie.
Yes, it is. And I do not like the Elm Street remake. That's probably definitely my least favorite remake.
But see, I don't hate that either. I think there's obviously some problems with it, but I don't hate it.
I watched it, and then another one I rewatched too, and I tried to take my mind out of there ever being an Elm Street movie to begin with. And that's how you got to do remakes sometimes, is think of this being the first one.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't think Jackie Earle Haley necessarily did a bad job. I just think the story needed a lot of work, and the effects were fucking terrible.
100% agree. I don't think Jackie Earle Haley was the problem with that film at all.
I don't either. And he gets shit on for it all the time. And I don't think he's responsible for how bad it was.
Right. But
he's a good actor. I mean, he's worst actor.
Yeah, but again, that's people looking at it with the lens of the original, Robert Englund.
Yeah, you can't get over that. So,
have you seen the? People are starting to reevaluate House of Wax remake. Have you seen that?
I always kind of liked that one. I mean, it's your cheesy late '90s, early 2000s Phil.
I need
when
to,
all those teen movies were coming out.
Yeah, I didn't like it because of Paris Hilton, but I guess I need to revisit it.
She's barely in it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the end of it. The end was pretty good. No, horror dude, the Elm Street remake is not my favorite. I just think the story was just messy and the visuals were just kind of all over the place. But yeah, he definitely wasn't the issue. If they would have brought back England and had a better director and it's just so CGI driven, it really takes you out of it.
Yeah, it does. Right. That's the CGI can really be a downer for a lot of those 90s films.
Yeah, I'm not as big a fan of the Friday the 13th remake as a lot of people.
I
don't think the kills were very good, and of course, you're not supposed to care about the characters and that, and I didn't.
My problem with that one is my problem with urban legend and a number of modern slashers is that they create characters that you hate.
So when they die, you're just like you're cheering for the killer.
yeah, and the Friday the 13th remake, that's the problem, is the characters. I hate the characters in it.
I haven't seen it since it came out on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever it was when it came out. But the one I remember the most is there's like a kill in a tool shed or something, and you see all these really cool weapons he could kill this person with, and he ends up just doing some simple fucking kill against the door or something like that. I'm just like, really? There's all this stuff around you can make a really awesome kill scene with, and I just don't think the kills were that great.
Yeah, no, they're not. And I rewatched it when I got the Scream Factory box, and again, the problem is it's characters that I don't like, kills that aren't very good, and that little, the cave of traps. I don't know. It's kind of Scooby-Doo-ish.
Yeah, it was very, very studio driven film. But we just had Freaky that was a studio movie, and that was actually pretty cool.
I'll actually think of another horror movie I hate besides Howling 7. And hate is the right description. That's the Black Christmas remake. Fucking hate that movie.
The 2006 or the 2019?
The 2019. Fucking.
I still haven't watched it. I refuse. After hearing about all the politics and everything involved with it, and
they shove it down your throat. Yeah. Hate that movie.
But you haven't seen Freaky yet, have you? The new one?
No, I want to. I haven't seen that yet. It's on my queue to watch.
I think if that was really Vince Vaughn in the mask at the beginning, I think he could play fucking Jason, man. He's a big fucking dude in real life. The way he was moving and stuff. besides the fact he does run in one scene, and that doesn't really look right. I don't think your killers should really run like that when they're your big, bulky guys.
Whenever I think of Vince Vaughn, I think of that The Wedding Crashers, where he's like, he gets up. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oh man, where he gets up the next morning after having been raped or something. Remember, Christopher Walken's like walks into his room and he's like tied to the bed and he's like testing the tension in the rope. I just think that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, that whole movie's pretty funny. But yeah, we'll have to sit down and compile a list of movies that have been remade and go a little more in depth on one of these streams.
All right, we can do that.
Give our thoughts on that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more. Yeah, I just watched Possessor last night, actually.
How was that?
I'm going to have to watch it again. I mean, I'll be honest, the first like 20 minutes or so, I was kind of in and out of it, doing other things. But, man, that was a weird fucking movie. It's gory as shit, though. I don't know how much gore is cut out in the cut version. I know there's a red cover that's a edited, cut version, whatever. So make sure you definitely get the yellow cover.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
It's very, and everything was practical too, practical effects, which is really interesting because they do some really crazy effects that you would for sure think were CGI'd because it's definitely one I got to rewatch though. She takes control of this guy pretty much the whole movie, and it's just the visuals and everything are just a lot of melting scenes, a lot of merging like faces together and things like that.
Sounds like a Cronenberg film.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's his son.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
Because you did know that was his son that directed it, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat trailer. I like the original ones back when I was, growing up.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I'd like the Mortal Kombat, sure.
I even like the second one that was terrible. The CGI is just horrific in Annihilation, but it's still fun. Where is Johnny Cage? Yeah, I haven't seen anybody post anything about Johnny Cage for the new one. All right, well, and let us know if you guys are interested in us doing a remake versus original series. I'm sure you would be, but I'll give my honest opinions, I guess. I don't know if I'd have to does that mean I have to rewatch like the Fog remake? Because I really don't want to.
I definitely will pass on that one.
I don't even own it. And some people consider some remakes and some reboots. So where do you draw the line there? Like The Thing.
Yeah, I think The Thing is a great example of two films that you can't really compare. You can't compare the original 54 Thing to the John Carpenter Thing. Two different films, totally.
Yeah. And then you have people that argue, oh, it's not a remake, it's a reimagining. It's
right.
Still a fucking remake, man. Like, it's...
Exactly. Yeah.
Use the same title and the same storyline. It's a remake.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for us.
All right. See you later, guys.
Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah. Peace, love, happiness, all y'all. Catch y'all next time.